Hello and welcome back to Frequency Intuitive. We're looking at the year ahead. Predictions, forecasts, activations, and the reason I say activations is because I'll just give it to you straight. We can't really predict that far ahead in the year. I can't anyway. And the reason why I say anyone, but I'll just speak for myself because every reader is different, is because the factors are changeable. The factors are flexible because you are the decider. You are the captain of your own ship. You are the conductor of your own train. So if you start driving your train in one direction and then you decide to veer off, that's your reality that you're creating, and that's your choice. So I can't predict what you're probably going to do towards the end of next year because what I'm reading is momentum. So I'm reading the most likely outcomes based on where your energy is currently focused, where your train is currently heading, because there's already momentum built up in that energetic track, if that makes sense. So, but that's not to say that you can't change that. You could hear something in this reading, in another reading, in your everyday life, and you could just decide to have a quantum shift or have a timeline shift or have any sort of perspective or paradigm change, or realize a desire that all of a sudden has come up, or anything can happen. Anything can happen. I'm hearing that song. So, but these are fun and helpful and supportive because they can, for example, if you are planning and very happy with the track that you're on, they can affirm. You can claim the energy. They can confirm and encourage you that you're on the right track and that this actually is going to play out the way that you've planned and predicted. And also, these are helpful for activations. So if you don't really know exactly where you're headed this year, you're kind of open to anything, you don't have any kind of fixed, image or visualization that you're trying to manifest, these can help you basically brainstorm and get ideas. So you could hear a pile that you really resonate with and say, yeah, I like that reality she's describing. I like those things. I like those words and phrases and that environment and that atmosphere that is coming up in this reading. And then so you can basically shift onto that track by having those phrases and words and ideas and concepts now in your field of awareness and your consciousness. You can basically decide now if you want to choose them. And in fact, if you are drawn to a pile and you do hear activations, that's probably why you were drawn to that pile, because your higher self is saying, hey, there's some ideas here that might be of interest to you that you may not have considered yet. So that's really what's going on here. It is a general reading. As you can see, there's only four piles. Well, not only, but there's four piles. So I'm going to try and get as much general themes as I can for the people who are drawn to each of those piles. I do personal readings. If you do want more specific information, you can reach out. I have it all in the description box there for a personal reading. Otherwise, we're going to focus on general themes that are coming into your timelines for the year ahead. And I hope that it's very helpful and fun and exciting and supportive for you. So we're going to go ahead and choose the piles. I'm doing this, excuse me, a little bit differently in the sense that I'm also going to pull a clarifying card just because it's a bigger theme and it spans larger than a normal topic. So I'm going to pull another kind of live card for each pile. So we'll start with pile 1. So pile 1 is card 5. It says stars, you can manifest your every wish. And the crystal I pulled for that is this jade and quartz cloud. And then let's see what your additional activator card is. Just want to get this up right. So for pile 1, what would be the strongest theme that would come out for them that might help them know if they want to select this group? For pile 1 for 2026. Okay, that one shot across. Happiness. Oh, wow. I almost shouted, and then that's why I contained myself real quick. Woo. That's exciting. I'm happy for you with this pile. If you want to pick that pile. Okay, so happiness coming out for a main theme. I don't know who wouldn't pick that pile, but sometimes we're already feeling that way and we have something else on our mind. So let's move on to pile 2. Pile 2, I chose card 15. It says garden, Something lovely will grow from this. There's a sword in the background here, and the moonstone daisy. Could be a sunflower also. And let's see what activator card comes out for you. For pile 2 for 2026, strongest themes for them. Ooh. Oh, peace! These are coming out. I was a little nervous at like this because they're not all like positive cards. I was like, please, pile, please, deck, don't let me down. Okay, so you got peace coming out here with this beautiful dove. Loving that for you. I'm loving that for you. Okay, so pile 3, let's keep on this good path here. We have card 40 with morning, the world awaits you. There's a lot of aquatic things here. She has like a mermaid crown. There's a dolphin here, this little fish outside. If that resonates, I believe this is water outside her window. And she's probably a mermaid. Oops. And I chose, oh, I don't know why I put that down. I chose this blue angel crystal. And let's see what activator card comes out for you. Yeah, I'm hearing that song again. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Do, do, do. Oh, sorry. So for pile 3 for 2026, what's the strongest theme for them this year? I'm only going to take pop-outs just because I know that it'll be the strongest theme. Okay, that one. Okay, so we do have disruption. I knew after I said that's something. But I do like that it's pink. And the thing is, I would take this as not necessarily a negative disruption. This is if you're looking for a change. Maybe you're a little, unhappy with the way things are now. You want things to stir up a little bit, mix it up a little bit. And that could be a very positive thing. So something coming in, for example, say you're looking for love. You could just be single, minding your own business. And then this person comes into your world. And it is disruptive energy. It's just a disruptive energy that you want. Or you get a new pet. Or a child comes into your life and you're a parent. This is disruptive energy, like it or not. Even though it's something that you really, I'm assuming potentially want and are welcoming with open arms, it's still going to stir up your current smooth, reality. So I'm actually really excited for that card. I love that it's hot pink. I just feel like that's so paradoxical. It's just like, oh, you think you don't want a disruptive energy, but look at how attractive and like vibrant it is. Okay, pile 4, you have card 41 with Sundress. Do it for you. Oh, I just noticed there's snowflakes falling all around her. I never noticed that. Snowing here in Canada. Oh, I'll hold that up. I don't know why I keep doing that. And you have this rose quartz raindrop. And let's see what card, activator card comes out for you. Pile 4 for 2026, strongest energies for their year. Protection. Wow, interesting. Has like 2 locks here. Intertwined. Oh, I like this. Okay. Protective energy coming out for pile 4. All right. So I just got more. I was excited to do this, but I'm really excited to do this. So tune into the energies of each pile. Now, you can always listen to more than one pile. The way that you can sometimes confirm if a message is for you is by listening to something that is not for you. So, for example, often when we hear a resonant message, we don't really realize it's resonant because it just sounds normal. Like everything makes sense. So you're just listening like, And then how you can know if that was for you is sometimes I'll just out of curiosity, like click on a different pile and you can tell right away. You'll start hearing it and you're like, yeah, this doesn't, like you feel like you're listening to a different reading all of a sudden. Nothing fits. It doesn't feel like you. You're actually not even interested. You can't really follow that pile. That's how you typically know, okay, that's not my pile. So if you don't know, sometimes I will just click on the first like 30 seconds of each or minute and kind of see what energies start to introduce themselves. And you'll usually feel like, okay, I want to stay, and have a cup of tea here with this pile, or I would like to exit stage left. So that can also help if you need some more guidance on how to choose. Take your time, pause it if you need to, and when you're ready, I'll see you in your group. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your 2026 reading. What is ahead for you? You have this stars card. You can manifest your every wish. Loving this for you with the cloud, with the happiness card that came out. So let's get right in. We're looking for general themes and insights about what lies ahead for you, what you can expect, what you can get excited about, any challenges that may be coming up. So I feel strongly to start with this Astro deck. For group 1, please. Strongest energies that they will be experiencing in 2026, the year ahead. I just heard gateway. I just heard that. Okay, let's see if that comes up. Okay, these two are popping out there at the top. So first we have, okay, South Node passed with card 33, and the Sun. Oh, I mean, this is a happiness card. So we already have so much alignment coming out in your reading. Now you have stars and sun. So we have source coming out here, as well as the South Node, which I'm going to keep in the left-hand past positioning. That's just how I read. So with your South Node, this could be things that have occurred in your past, even like past lives, if you believe in that, that kind of influence the path that you're currently on. So let's find out more about that, if this is about letting go of the past or embracing the past, or what this means for you. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So if you didn't know you were in the right place, another card 33 came out that says the door to romance. So if this makes sense to you, settle in, because I kind of saw that coming. I'm sure you did too. Like, I almost didn't say it. I kind of got a little quiet there. I was like, this has something to do with romance. I can already tell with the South Node coming up, and the happiness and the stars and the sun. So welcome to your reading. We're off to the races here with 2 card 33s. This could be mirroring, this could be twin energy, this could just indicate alignment, twin souls. This could indicate some sort of spiritual mastery, where you are on your path. That's kind of reaching a state of alignment where things are starting to come in for you and line up and become the picture, start to make the picture that that you've been envisioning. This is so beautiful. So beautiful. I just can't get over the synchronicity of that being a 33 and then 33 coming out. And actually, while I was shuffling this card, I kept seeing 33, 33, 33. And I was about to say to you guys, does 33 mean something to you? Blah, 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 And then 33 came out with the door to romance. So I'm loving that for you. Now, this could have something to do with the past, because it's just very synchronistic that it came out as 2 card 33s with your South Node. Or this could have like a past person. For example, if that's what's on your mind, I would say, yes, this is definitely about someone who is wanted. This is not someone unwanted coming back into your life. That's not door to romance. Door to romance, this is a wanted thing. This is a key to your heart. So this could be about someone that you've got on your mind that maybe you don't even have them on your mind. Maybe that's the surprise. So there's a couple of scenarios here. This could be someone on your mind from your past who you've been wanting to bring back in. This could be someone from your past that's not on your mind, that you just not in your realm of awareness, and they pop back up, when you get a text next year or something and run into each other, a childhood friend or something like this. This could also have to do with just a past situation about your love life, bringing in door to romance. Maybe this is releasing an ex, releasing a toxic situation, moving past things that have happened in your past that you felt have blocked you to love. Like maybe there was divorce in your family, or maybe you witnessed toxic situations growing up and you've just been closed off to love. Maybe there's been some sort of personal challenge that occurred in your past that you felt was keeping you from finding love. And I'm talking about romantic love because it's door to romance. We can find love, all around. Love is all around us, as it says in Love Actually, if you know that movie. Love actually is all around us. So let's continue here for the Love Actually fans. Wow, I'm really liking this. And then again, we have Sun with happiness. This is a great year for you guys. Like, let's just close the reading here. Nothing more needs to be said. But for curiosity's sake, let's keep going. Woo! This is the Fool. Yeah, new beginnings. Oh! Okay, you've got card 0 coming out right away with new beginnings. This is the Fool card in tarot. This individual here is setting off on a new adventure, stepping onto the world. Remember I said gateway? Look at this door behind her, kind of like entering a new door, exiting a door. You also have door to romance. Remember I said gateway? I don't know why I said that twice just now. But I'm getting this picture of you setting out on this new journey. Now, it doesn't mean you have to leave where you are or anything like that. I just see you beginning a new adventure that's very fulfilling and leads to this happiness, leads to this warmth in your life. Now, it could be a little bit unknown. That's what the Fool energy is. The Fool doesn't know where the Fool's going. In the traditional tarot, they're stepping off the edge of the cliff into the unknown. It's that feeling of like, wow, like I've never done this before. I don't know how this is going to end, but I'm willing to take this risk because I'm following my heart and I'm following my intuition, and this path feels right to me, even though I can't see the next step ahead. Guys, I'm so pleased for you. I'm so pleased for you in this reading. More information, please, for pile 1. Is there anything else that they need to know? Okay, this one doesn't really want to go back in, so we'll let it come out. By the book. Okay, card 11, so another kind of twin number coming up here. You might have been from the last reading that I just posted. There was a pile that had a 33 and then an 11. If that's you, this is confirmation that you're in the right group, or you might want to go to that last reading I posted. I think it's called like, what do you need to know or something right now. There might be a message if you come across that pile. I won't say which one it was. Also, I can't remember. There's 3 elephants here kind of trailing each other. If this is meaningful to you, maybe you have a family of 3, or maybe this new situation creates a family of 3. But the by the book card typically means following in the steps that went ahead of us, following something by the book, following the rules. So I'm not sure if this is suggesting you do something by the book, or if this is just an energy that you're going to find yourself in, kind of coming a little bit more into a pattern, a rhythm, a sense of security, a sense of I can cross all my T's and dot all my I's with this. I feel, confident in this, because the new beginnings energy is typically not that. So I am going to get a clarifier card for the by the book. Let's clarify with this deck. Can we clarify by the book, please? In what context will this show up in their life in 2026? By the book. This could also be by the book, because I just said it like that, and then when I said it, I saw B-U-Y, like purchase the book. Even though that's not what the card means, I just use the cards to deliver the messages. So one of the messages that's coming up from this is buy the book. So if you're an author, I would take that to mean that perhaps your manuscript or whatever you've written gets picked up, or it gets highlighted, or it gets purchased. You could get an advance. That's for 1% of the people here, if that's your specific situation. This could be encouraging you to purchase a book. As somebody in a bookstore right now, you could maybe have felt drawn to that. Has that been coming into your awareness? There could be a life-changing book that you come across. I know I've had all of my spiritual awakenings, I would say, have been impetus. The impetus has been a book I've read, like Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now, a lot of Wayne Dyer, like back when I was very young. I read a lot of his stuff. Abraham Hicks, like Ask and It Is Given. The first time I read that book about having the power to create my own reality, I felt so free. I felt like I knew it. I knew it. I knew that I had more control over my life than I thought. I just didn't know how to put it into words. So there could be a book or a text or something you come across in 2026 that really just shifts things for you and sets you kind of on this new path, this new fool's journey. Books can be so life-changing because sometimes they just contain concepts and perspectives that we never could wrap our head around until we literally feast our eyes on it. And it's like, wow, what? Like Dr. Joe Dispenza's coming up. Okay. This is clarifying by the book. Okay, temptation, card 15. So this is the devil card, Capricorn energy. This is something you feel bound to, something like this figure saying no to something here. Now, what's interesting is in this particular card, he's kind of pushing away or looking towards, I can't really tell, this key with a heart on it, if you can see that. So this might be about releasing yourself from some sort of temptation that has kept you, like I said, either blocked or bonded to a toxic love, or blocked from feeling like you can open up this gateway to new love. So you take that, how that resonates. I'll put that there with by the book. So potentially you've been this could be a couple different meanings. The one meaning, I'll give you my two meanings that I'm getting. For some of you, this could be that you've been operating by the book so far, and you kind of feel that it's not been working out for you. For example, this could be you're in an unhappy marriage and you're just trying to keep the peace and you're trying to maintain, the commitment because you committed to it and that's how you were raised and you've been doing things by the book. And then this 2026, something opens up your eyes to a new way of thinking, a new way of being, and perhaps you decide, I no longer want to be bound to this with this devil card. I no longer want to be attached to this. This is something that's been a thorn in my side and this is not working for me. And I'm realizing this. This is my one life to live in this incarnation. I want to feel fulfilled. I want to feel satisfied. I've given this all I've got and all of the signs, and my heart is telling me this isn't for me. This is just one scenario. If that resonates for you, if this doesn't resonate for you, then that's not your message for sure. And I want to take this new beginning, go off on my own, find something more fulfilling, something more satisfying. Because the thing is, guys, I'm sure you guys all know, goes without saying, we have to have inner fulfillment and inner satisfaction first. It just mirrors outwards, right? But sometimes we achieve that inner alignment and we realize that things on our exterior are no longer aligned. I'm divorced, so I understand this. I just had a spiritual awakening. I realized, I was at peace within myself, and I realized and I knew that my intuition was saying this relationship has served its purpose. This journey with this individual will now shift into a different role because we have a daughter together. So that's going to shift into a friendship co-parenting role, and you are no longer going to be romantically on a path with this individual. And, I understood that and we accepted that and we, embraced it with love, and I moved out of that legal contract with that individual. So I understand that sometimes we achieve harmony within and it reflects that there's harmony without. Sometimes we don't have harmony within, and that's why there's lack of harmony without, on the outside too. Sometimes we achieve harmony within and our exterior relationships come into harmony, and we realize we've had a perspective change, and there's, the problem was just with our own self and we were feeling unhappy within ourselves. So I'm not giving you any particular, thing to think here, like that's what this reading is saying. This is for you to decide which of those resonates with you and your situation. The other scenario by the book, like I said, is you could be currently, maybe you're a free spirit. Maybe you've always felt relationships aren't for me. I'm never going to settle down, and this type of thing. And all of a sudden you realize there is a sense of security and satisfaction and fulfillment that comes from doing things a little more, in air quotes, by the book, where you realize you do. If you meet someone and you realize, I do want to commit to them. I do want to have a more traditional relationship, with your own twist on it, where maybe you've said, I never want to get married. And all of a sudden you realize you do want to get married. And that's where this by the book is coming in. It could be something like this. Excuse me while I get my blanket. I just checked the camera and this card was out of view, so I'm just going to move it here. All right, so let's find out anything else for you for 2026, because it's seeming very relationship focused. This doesn't mean this is all that's going to come in, but your strongest themes are happiness with the sun here, satisfaction, fulfillment, something that you are wishing for, because it's saying you manifest your every wish. So it's something clearly, I think, that you've got on your mind, either consciously or subconsciously. Romance coming in here related somehow to the past, releasing the past or embracing the past, whichever one resonates, and new beginnings coming in here with something having to do with either moving moving more towards doing things by the book or releasing yourself from that tendency. I feel like that one's stronger because with the temptation here, which can mean attachments, releasing yourself from that tendency or need to feel that you have to do things a certain way, you have to follow a certain path or follow those who came before you, and kind of venturing out onto a new path here. Now that can be with someone that you're currently with, or if you're not with somebody, with another situation, or that could be releasing something that's no longer serving you, that's currently in your reality. So let's see what else wants to come out here. I want to get you one of these. Any more information? Oh, okay. For pile 1. Let me get those. Just 1 second. Okay. See, now I've put this blanket on. Now I'm hot. So there could be a little bit of discomfort in finding your personal balance and sense of comfort this year, because I'm like hot, then I'm cold, then I'm hot, then I'm cold. And usually when physical symptoms manifest for me as personally as a reader, it's indicative of the energy that I'm feeling that you will be in. So these 2 cards came out. You got Unbound. Okay, wow, yeah. Okay, wow. Okay, this is just about love for you. I thought what I was going to say is there any other themes that are going to come out for you? But this particular pile, it's just very much staying on this theme of love, romantic love, love for yourself. I'll read you these 2 cards and you'll see what I mean. However, please feel free to watch other groups if that wasn't satisfying to you or you wanted to know more about other aspects of your life. I'm getting the message that it's quite possible you have additional themes, and this one was just very important and strong. And that's why the whole reading is really only focusing on that, because you got this Unbound card, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So with this South Node past, like that's just so aligned, even the 2 colors. The colors of the 2 cards. Look at that. Very similar. All these blues and browns and yellows and grays. There's something that either you're consciously aware of, like I said, you're in a current relationship or something from the past that's held you back. Or you could be not aware of it. This could be just some sort of ancestral, lineage or old belief system. Releasing this, letting yourself be free. Rewriting soul patterns, repatterning. Maybe you have certain beliefs that, like I said, have kept you or have been blocks in your life regarding your romantic life, and becoming aware of those. Maybe you come across something, a book or a text that really releases you from that. That happened to me. I'll give you a personal story with the divorce. I was raised in a very strong Christian. My mother was it still is, Pentecostal, and it was like, you don't get divorced, and I know that they allow that and stuff, but from her perspective, she was very old school, and she felt like once you commit to that, you stick to it for life. And I had a lot of guilt about this, knowing that I needed to exit this marriage, and I felt very bound to it. My ex's father was a pastor. It was just very not ideal to be the one saying, we're going to be the ones, and it's gonna, the family feels it looks bad on them and all of these things. And I read a book. I don't remember what it's called, but I remember reading this book because I was researching it about divorce. And it was basically about that. It was saying you don't need to approach this in the same way that everybody else does, this by the book way. Because I had this feeling of, I don't want to hate this person. I don't want to have a huge legal battle. I don't want any of these things. I was almost willing to stay in an unhappy marriage to avoid that conflict. And when I read this book and I showed it to my ex-husband, my husband at the time, and I said, look, there's what do you think about this? It's talking about this other way of approaching this, and kind of in the way that I'm explaining it to you, just acknowledging that we've served our purpose on each other's past, that the roles can shift, that we can do this amicably. We can do this in a friendly manner. We can do this with love. We can support each other on each other's journey as we continue on our lives, in the sense of, I wish you well and I wish all the best for you. And you release each other from that contract. And it changed my perspective on divorce. It was only after I read that book that kind of presented it in this higher frequency concept and structure that I was able to accept it and move forward with that process. So that could be what happens in this situation for you in 2026. And then you have inner temple. Oh, I love this. This is really just wrapping up this reading in a beautiful way. Tune into the portal of your heart devotion. I sense this coming back to yourself, your inner temple, your inner world. There's these beautiful blossoms here at the top of these pillars indicating strength, indicating structure and security. I really feel that this year is going to be about you becoming free, your heart chakra opening, you having this beautiful inner relationship with yourself, finding alignment and harmony and devotion to your own self, to your own worlds, to the relationship with your higher self and with your soul. And then that mirroring back to you in your reality with the relationships around you, whether that's releasing, like I said, a current toxic or even just disharmonious or unaligned. They don't always have to be toxic. Just a situation that doesn't feel like it fits anymore to you. This could be something from the past, like I said, just a concept, a memory, something that you finally feel like, okay, I can put this to bed. I've come to peace with this. This could be for bringing forgiveness in, for just for yourself. It doesn't mean you have to go back with the person or even ever speak to them again, but just forgiving the situation, forgiving that you're a different person and things like this. Sometimes we're very hard on ourselves when we attract situations that are less than ideal or what we think we didn't want. But there's something in your past that's going to be moving into your past or from your past that's going to be released and I wanted to say made whole, kind of settled in your world. And this allows for this beautiful blooming of your own heart chakra and your own heart space opening and bringing in not only a happiness, a satisfaction, a feeling, a sense of fulfillment, a sense of new beginnings and adventures, but potentially romance, a harmonious, aligned romance, whether it's with a current situation that is becoming more aligned or with whether this is a new situation coming into your life. That's what I really see here for you guys. This unbound with this temptation card. The devil card is literally attachments, and you have becoming unbound, becoming released from attachments. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful synchronistic reading with all the alignment in these cards here. It was so easy to read this for you. It was super clear, like I said, with the sun card, just like completely illuminated energy for me. I'm so honored to have read for you. Thank you so much for being here. If you liked it or resonated, feel free to do whatever you feel called to do. Like, subscribe, hype it, comment. I love hearing from you guys. If not, no worries at all. Now, if you are going to another group, then I will see you there shortly. And if not, then I will see you in another reading in 2026 on another day. Bye. Hey, hello, pile 2. Welcome to your 2026 activations, predictions, forecast. You have card 15 with garden. Something lovely will grow from this. I love this. And the sword in the background is very interesting. You could be an air sign because swords represent the air sign. So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. And you have the peace card. The other thing with this dove, the other thing I'm picking up here is the aesthetic of this for some reason. I feel like you appreciate, are you like very an aesthetic person? Like you like things to be a certain just way or look nice? Like, do you get a lot of sense of satisfaction, like maybe Taurus energy of thing, or Virgo being neat and clean and cozy and kind of, because it doesn't have to be neat and clean, it's just that feeling of things, your surroundings affect your mood, basically, where you feel best when you're surrounded with your favorite things and you're feeling comfortable. So let's find out your strongest themes coming out for card. Sorry, I was drawn to the card 15. I just wanted to highlight that again. That could be somebody's birthday. If that's you, then you're in the right spot. Yeah, or I heard your husband's birthday. Maybe this is your future husband's birthday if you are not currently, or wife. Strongest themes for pile 2, please, for 2026. Okay. Sorry, as a lot of channeled messages coming through, I keep hearing moon because they keep showing me the moonstone here. If you resonate with that, with the moon cycles, you could manifest with the moon, or just feel strongly to moon energy for some reason, drawn to moon energy. Strongest energies for pile 2, please. Okay, this one keeps wanting to come out. Aries, okay, card 1 with act. So some action showing up here for your 2026, things moving forward, taking positive steps towards something in a sense of determination. You could have Aries in your chart. This is like fiery energy, cannot be dissuaded, cannot be pushed off your path. One more card, please, for pile... debilitated discomfort. It's funny because that came up in pile 3, I think, with, what is that? What did they get? Disruption. Okay, so card 14 with debilitated discomfort. Okay, so are you currently dealing with something that you find uncomfortable or kind of trips you up? Like something kind of like stuck in your path. Like a little bit of this ram energy, like something that you kind of keep locking horns with. It could be in your physical body, in your reality. It could be in an individual. It could be just kind of a state of being that you feel like you're in. Let's get more information for that. Can we clarify, please? Card 14, debilitated discomfort. Is this something that they're overcoming? Something that's coming into their life? I just saw the moon here behind these stairs. For pile 2, please. Oh, interesting. So I was just shown because the phrase on your card is something lovely will grow from this. So if you're currently feeling, or if something presents itself in the early 2026 that you're like, oh, I didn't see that coming, there's a purpose to it. Well, there's always a purpose, but there's a lovely purpose to it. Something lovely will grow from this. It's going to bring you peace. It's going to, this challenge or potential obstacle, seemingly obstacle, is going to, see how like there's 2 paths. It may seem, oh, we have the happy card on the back there that I just by accident showed. See how it's like, I feel like you feel like you're on this one path. I'm just showing you in this card here if you're not watching, and you're able to look. And then I feel like something will happen at the beginning of the year that you feel like your path was kind of redirected, and then it merges back into one and you see the deeper meaning behind it. Like, for example, like I tell this story sometimes. I took a package from my job. They were downsizing, and that's how I was able to begin to start my YouTube career, which I had always wanted to do, but I wasn't willing to let go of, the financial security and things like this. And then when they made that decision for me, this was the year that I was able to focus on. I have another ASMR channel that got monetized first, and that I was previously focusing on, and then I started this channel, and I was like, you know what? This is what I've always wanted to do. I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to have that flexibility, but it seemed at the time so scary, right? I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna have that financial stability. I have bills to pay. I don't have a lot of savings in my account. Like, what am I gonna do? And then like right away, that other channel got monetized. I started making income from it right away, and I was able to support myself while I developed this YouTube career. So I'm seeing something like that. I keep seeing that example in my head. It doesn't mean it has anything to do with your job, but just something that you're like, oh, I didn't, or your landlord or something says, sorry, we're, going to be renovating, or there's a mold issue, or, something like this, and we need you to find another place. And you're like, oh man, like what a bummer. Like I love my place. I don't want to move. And then you end up finding, this amazing property that's just so much more suited for you that you didn't even know, was existing. And then you meet the love of your life there, or you meet your best friend there, or you meet like a group of friends, or, it leads to some career change. It's one of these things where it's going to seem temporarily uncomfortable, but it's leading you to this. Something lovely will grow from this. So that could be, this could already have happened. Sorry, I was just getting a clarification very strongly in my mind. This could have already have happened in 2025, or like be currently presenting itself, because the energy is fluid and it's on a spectrum and a timeline. Or this could be something that like I said, kind of presents itself early 2026 that leads to this path that opens up for you in 2026. Woo! Okay. Okay, so as we clarified debilitated discomfort and you got here and now. Okay, so this is already happening for a few of you because like I said, time is fluid. It could be happening like, you know, now type thing, but it's sounding like if anyone was concerned about that's coming up, we clarified when is the debilitated discomfort referring to and you got here and now. So it's something that is already happening in your reality. So whatever this current situation is that you're thinking about, if there's something on your mind, that's what it's referring to. So if it's something to do with a relationship or a job or a living situation, it's something in your here and your now, in your present, because this says past, future, now. It's funny that we got a time card when we asked for clarification. That was very clear. So thank you for that. I like clear clarifications. So whatever the situation that's going on, in 2026, something lovely will come from this. You'll have peace from this and you'll be able to move forward and take action about this. Let's get more information for pile 2, please. What's the strongest themes coming up in 2000? Oh, okay, contract. So this is like Libra energy, card 6. Something having to do with a contract. So now this could be a work contract presenting itself, a new job. This could be a legal thing. This could be getting married. This could be getting divorced. Just depends what path you're on. This could be a divorce finalizing. This could be a business contract finalizing. So if you have some sort of legal matter in your mind, you got card 6 coming out with contract. And I am going to clarify that one too with this Moonology deck. Can we clarify? Yeah, because the piece with it is just giving me such a sense of like, this is going to go well and this comfort is going to alleviate from this stress that you're under. Card 6, please clarify the contract card for pile 2 for 2026. What's the strongest meaning about that? Whoa. Okay, so you got Sagittarius, luck is on your side, and North Node. That's so funny because pile 1 had South Node come out, not in this deck. So clarifying contract, you got luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius, and step out of your comfort zone. So sounding like this is going to go well, this is going to go your way, this is going to obviously be a fair and just outcome for everybody, but it could involve you stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit. Your North Node is something that, like your compass point, something that guides you, something that calls you forward. But it's not always the path that we're currently on. Sometimes it takes us on a new path, on a journey, on an adventure. So let's find out what else is going on for you in 2026. What about this Act card? Memories of love. Okay, so I'm getting strong relationship ending here. It could be, like I said, through divorce if it was a marriage, because you have card 6, which is the 6 of Cups, memories of love, like kind of a nostalgia. This could be about someone from the past coming back. You could have messages in pile 1 because this theme also came up in a different way. Or this could be about letting go and saying goodbye and releasing something that you held very dear to you, but that is just no longer in alignment with you and no longer harmonious. Maybe this is about changing the role of that relationship from maybe, you know, a romantic relationship to friendship or confidant or acquaintance or something like this. It could have to do with someone passing on, like it would have already happened. I'm just saying with the memories of love and the contract, this could have to do with an inheritance or something like this, because there's not strong, specific romantic energy here. That came up in pile 1. Like I said, if you felt drawn to that, I would go there too, because it's similar but not the same. So this could be about something else with this debilitated discomfort. Maybe you've just heard about a passing of someone who is very dear to you and you're feeling like in grief, and you just want peace from this, because the dove sign can also indicate soul or spirits, you know, passed on type thing, and this could have something to do with a contract ending. Yeah, really interesting energy here. This could be a couple different scenarios, so apply it to which one relates to you. Let's get more information and see if we can clarify anything else. So what are the strongest energies that's going to be coming out, the themes for pile 2, please, for 2026? What's this lovely thing that will grow from this? I just saw the step out of your comfort zone right away. So something that's part of what's going to grow from this is you're going to have a new direction. Because with the sword here, oh, sorry, the snowplow is going by. It's snowing here in Canada today. It was very beautiful. The sword here is showing me kind of like a clarity, a sense of clarity, a sense of truth coming out. I feel like this, whatever this is that kind of is happening, that's been bringing you this discomfort, you're going to not only feel a sense of peace from it, but you're going to have a renewed sense of personal purpose and direction from it. That's very clear with the something lovely will grow, the sword, the act, step out of your comfort zone with the North Node. The North Node, like I said, is like, this is what's pulling you forward, what's calling you forward. What else for pile 1, please? So I don't really feel like we've gotten too much clarity here. I feel like we're kind of still a little bit circling in your current energy because it's very consuming. Whatever this is that has happened has been all consuming. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I would probably pick a different pile because this is very strong energy of a situation that's very uncomfortable, that's been bringing you a lot of discomfort that you've felt debilitated by for some reason, either financially or physically. That has to probably do with grief or sadness or some sort of Three of Swords energy with this memories of love. Could have to do with something legally. This could have to do with career, for sure, especially if it's tied to maybe something that you loved or something else happening, maybe peripherally or parallel in your world, like you were also dealing with the passing of a loved one while, losing your job or something like this. That could be the two scenarios. So, but I don't feel like the 2026 theme has really come up very strong here. I feel like we're still very much in current here and now energies. So if we can see onto projected possible timelines for pile 2, please, for 2026, what can they look forward to? What can we activate in their consciousness to help them navigate this time? Yeah, I just heard grief again. But like I said, this is current or past energy. This is not predictive. That's not like I'm not telling you something's going to happen in 2026. It's what you're going to be dealing with, the remnants of that's already occurred and what that will look like for you. For pile 2. For some reason, I have to say this now because it's come up 4 or 5 times. Every single time I try to say pile 2, I have a hard time grasping what pile you are. I'm not sure why that is. So either you were unsure about it when you picked this pile, or you're unsure about claiming this energy as yours. So there's some like hesitancy where I can't pinpoint what group you are. I wonder what relevance that has. Okay. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck. Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the Oracle. So really powerful with North Node. This is very similar energy. This feeling of coming into alignment, regaining your own power, recognizing your personal sovereignty, your personal empowerment, your personal ability to align within yourself and within your reality. Is that? Just shifting all these over a little bit so that they're all in the frame because I really want you to see that card. This could be a year of spiritual awakening for you. It could have already started in the last months here of 2025. Like I said, there could have been a situation that was impetus that kind of pushed you, like I said, the breakdown of a marriage, of a job, a passing of somebody into the non-physical, that you really start to question the path that you're on, question your place in the world, question how you've been operating so far, question the meaning of life. Searching for peace can often bring us to these spiritual awakening because it's showing that you become this oracle. You become the mystic. You become the truth knower instead of the truth seeker, although we're always seeking truth, but you become, aligned in harmony with your own inner intelligence, your own inner knowing in 2026. This is a very powerful energy here. Let's see what else. I am going to get one of these for pile 2, please. I still feel like the act card, we don't really have a lot of answers on that. Is it that they need to take some action, or is it that they will just be feeling more empowered and impassioned and kind of knowing exactly what they want to do and where they want to go? I think that's this, when I was saying that, I could feel the momentum building behind those words. So if you're feeling a little bit like lifeless now and kind of like you're floating and not really sure what you want to do, where you want to be, you don't really maybe feel compelled to do anything currently. I see that changing in 2026. I don't see it like right away, but there's you step into an energy, maybe I would say Feb, around the Chinese New Year I'm seeing, where you just like step out of 2025's energy, that shedding, that releasing, and you really step into, I think wasn't 2025 the year of the snake in Chinese? And then 2026 is the year of the horse. I'm not sure if I'm getting that right. That's the message I'm getting, but I don't know anything about Chinese New Year's and whatever that is, calendars. But that's the message that I'm getting. I don't know if I heard that somewhere, and it's coming back up into my consciousness now for your reading. But I'm seeing that like 2025 for you was about this. Okay, I've released this thing has moved from my existence, whatever it is, person, place, or thing. And now 2026, with this horse energy, things start to move forward with this Aries act. You start to feel a little more motivated. You start to feel inspired and called toward things with your North Node. You start to feel lucky, actually. I don't know if you've ever felt that before. You start to feel like everything just falls into place for you, because I believe you have this inner spiritual awakening that's going to come very much in like a hermit energy, where you're going to inner reflect. You're probably going to self-isolate or you may have already been doing this. You're going to probably really get into spiritual practices. Maybe you're working with crystals, oracle, tarot cards, meditation, journaling. Maybe you have like different practices and rituals you're doing, self-care practices, routines, earthing, things like this. And you suddenly, the weight of that, like the energetic momentum and that builds to such a degree that you have this tipping point and you have this spiritual awakening where you realize like, wow, that past pain and grief and heaviness, I'm not feeling that anymore in my day-to-day. I'm actually feeling more energetic. I'm feeling more impassioned. I'm feeling more clear about my place in the world and about what I want to do. I'm feeling lighter. I'm feeling more at ease with other people and other people's decisions and concepts. I'm feeling more at ease in the world. I'm residing more in the present. I'm less anxious about the future, and I'm less troubled about the past. I'm kind of in this pocket of light. I'm in this pocket of well-being. That's what I see coming in for you, which is very different from pile 1, but you could still have themes in pile 1 on like a 3D scale, but this is very much about an internal shift resulting from something in your 3D world with this contract and memories of love card. Like I said, the different scenarios that it could be. That's what I'm seeing for you. This one came out really strongly. Forge, don't follow. Yeah. This is exactly it. Look at this. Emerald City. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. Forge a path. Don't follow. That's North Node energy. That's, you are the oracle. An oracle is not a follower. An oracle is led by, an oracle has an inner knowing about things. The oracle knows because the oracle knows. The oracle is in tune with their own inner world. So they don't need to look outside themselves and say, what should I do? Who should I follow? Who can tell me what to do? The oracle is the answer. You are the oracle. The oracle is so in tune with their own intuition and downloads from the higher realms that they can't be dissuaded from their path. And their path is so clear. So like I said, you definitely have pile 1 themes because they had the Fool card coming out there, new beginnings. Was this the pile that I talked about divorce? And I can't even remember if that was pile 1 or pile 2. Your piles, I would strongly recommend you go to pile one if you didn't just come from there. That's all I can really say, because that's why I can't really identify you as pile two, because you're kind of bleeding into pile one because the theme is so similar but different, if that makes sense. Like you could be the future of pile two. Let's get a final card for you, and I really want to get a specific card here. Yeah, I am going to get you an Angel Tarot. I didn't get this for pile one. I know that some people really like if, like all, I mean, no one's ever said this, but I'm just thinking could be why, because I know other readers do this where you always use the same cards for each group, but I really just picked them intuitively, and each pile is different. So I'm feeling drawn to get this one for you. Final message from the angels for pile two, please. About 2026, strongest themes, energies, what they can expect, what's on their path. Ooh, we got two cards. Okay. Okay, so first you got Three of Ariel. I'm just going to keep this one down so we don't get distracted. Three of Ariel, do what you love. A time of, yeah, look at this. A time of great personal growth in your career or artistic endeavors, working with others in a cooperative manner. Yeah, and look at this. It's like this person's got this workshop here. There's a music box here, a jewelry box with a little angel dancing. There's like some sort of time travel device. There's an anchor, a bird cage, a lantern, a plane, a jeweled kind of Aladdin's box. This is that feeling of personal satisfaction and fulfillment, and really a sense of peace. Like this card says, taking action on things that really inspire you and light you up, that are out of your comfort zone, that are really discovering your own world and your own self, and this allowing something lovely to grow from this. And that's definitely forge, don't follow energy. Doing what you love, a time of great personal growth. 2026, that would be what I would say to it for you. I know it might sound like boring, like, oh great, personal growth in 2026, just what I needed, some more growth. But with the garden card, it's giving growth. But I believe it's this like deep inner growth. I don't really feel this is too much at a 3D level. Like you may already feel like you're at a good place in your life, like, you know, more or less. There could be certain things like maybe love or career, like certain aspects that you're like, I'd like this to mold this a little bit more into place. But I feel like this is more about your inner world and how you experience life and your sense of peace, fulfillment, and passion from it. And then your final card is Eight of Ariel. Take great pride in your excellent work. Practice makes perfect. Consider getting education or training. Yeah. There's just this, see how they have all these books here. They're learning something new. This could possibly be, for example, like, I'll just give you a few scenarios. You were in a long-term marriage and your partner, unfortunately passes away. And all of a sudden this whole world, and although you're dealing with this grief, and the end of this, and estates and planning like this, it opens up maybe financial possibilities. Maybe it opens up possibilities of time that you never knew you had. Maybe all of a sudden you just realize you want to go back to school and learn something, and your north node becomes very clear, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, I never thought I could be alone. I never thought I could do this, on my own. And not that you have to be alone. I'm just saying if that's where you find yourself in, and then realizing I want to go back and study law. I want to go back to school and study, or I want to become a spiritual teacher. You read a book. That's why I'm saying pile one, because books also came up there. You read something that just inspires you and you realize, I want to be a Reiki master. I want to work with crystals. I want to open an online crystal shop. I want to have these grief and healing. I want to have an Airbnb. I want to have a retreat and host these events about how to get through what I went through. I see something coming from what you're currently going through that has to do very specifically with your own personal mission and path in life. Another scenario could be, like I said, you get laid off from work, or you've been laid off, and this brings you to this spiritual awakening where all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I felt so compelled to chase money and status or status, and I felt so compelled to have all of these things, but I feel like I want to be free. I want to sell everything that I have, or I want to live very minimally. And this brings me a sense of satisfaction to know that I can live much more, resourcefully than I thought that I could. And actually, I want to go, I want to be a woodworker. I want to be a doll maker. I want to be an inventor. There's other things that I want to do here. And this work contract ends, you're able to get out of it and you step out of your comfort zone and you just kind of have this spiritual awakening and this fulfillment, and you realize, I want to create this thing to, this idea that I've had that's this leader type energy. And you start out on your own and you become this business entrepreneur, or you get patents, or you become an inventor. Like, there's something here that ends, but something beautiful grows from it, and you move out of this discomfort into this very empowered action energy where you're the leader, you're taking action, and your path is very clear. You're very aligned to your north node, and you feel re-enlivened is what I keep hearing. You're in 2026, you're going to feel re-enlivened. You're going to feel like why you really came here. When your soul decided to come here, you're going to discover this other kind of purpose or vision or passion or path that something about your current situation is causing you to become awakened to. Wow, very powerful reading. I was honored to do this reading for you. I hope that you got what you were looking for. If you did resonate with it, feel free to like, hype, subscribe, comment. Thank you if you've already done that. No worries if you don't feel compelled to do that. I was very happy to do this reading. Like I said, it was really interesting, fascinating energy to be in. Very complex and like multifaceted, but I see what's going on here for you, and I hope that you got some guidance and support and encouragement from it as well. If you did feel called to another pile, then I will see you there shortly, and if not, I will see you in another reading in 2026 on another day. Bye. Hello, pile 3, and welcome to your reading. You have your 2026 forecast reading. You have card 40 with Morning the World Awaits You. And then you had the Disruption card with this hot pink energy coming in. So I'm very curious, as I'm sure you are, and if you picked this pile, you are a brave, open soul. Because some people would see Disruption and be like, no thank you, goodbye. So if you're here, you might be like similar to me, who I love change. I love like Fool energy. I love Tower energy. I like when things get shaken up, and like I've been like since I was a kid. I'd be like, I want something interesting to happen, So let's see what's going on for you. Strongest themes for pile 3, please. Yeah, I just heard Angel watching over you. That wanted to come out. I thought it was too. I almost bent that. It wanted to come out. It was like, Angel watching over you, I heard. And I also heard before I started your reading, it's a new dawn, it's a new day. So let's see the strongest themes for pile 3 for 2026. Just want to get one more card. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Whoa, okay. I guess we're getting all of these. Okay, so the first card that came out was card 53. Oh, okay, so not shocked that you have this with the Disruption card. Card 53 with Opposition Confrontation. So this is the astrology deck. So this is showing some sort of opposing energy in your 2026, where it could lead to confrontation with these two stags here locking horns. Interesting. You have 4 cards here that came out for this. Everyone else only got 2. And this one like bent for some reason. Let me fix that. There we go. Then came out Chiron with Heal. I love this for you. I love this. You see the flow already? Card 28. Then you have card 46 with 8th House and Mystery. And card 56 with Progressions and Journey. Wow. Okay. You have a very interesting, like, adventurous, chocked full of surprises 2026 awaiting you if you choose that timeline. Like I said at the beginning, you are the captain of your own ship, so you can steer your reality any way that you wish. But the way that your energy is currently unfolding towards the tail end of 2025, this looks like something is going to kind of challenge your current reality in a way that stirs things up in order to bring through healing, in order to bring through some, like I said, some mysterious new scenarios unfolding. And you're going to be going on a journey in 2026. This could be physical, or this could be a journey that you're on, like a spiritual awakening or just self-discovery, or discovering something in your 3D world, a journey to more abundance or to love or something like this. So let's find out if there's any more specific themes coming out for you here for pile 3 for 2026. What else? Oh, let me just shuffle those again. For pile 3 in 2026. Okay, this one. Appreciation. Okay, card 15 coming out with appreciation, with this pink coming up again. Now you have this pink three times now. In the disruption card, in the flowers here, and in this opposition card. It's interesting that that color is chosen. I wonder if this is going to be heart chakra. Even though the heart chakra is green on the chakra wheel or chart, it's also represented by pink. Appreciation, card 15. Interesting. I feel like this is going to be something that you really learn to love. And you're like, I think you're going to lie in bed at night, I'm just seeing, and be like, wow. Like, universe, thank you. I'm so grateful that this person place thing came into my life. Like, I just have such an appreciation for what it did for my healing journey, for my path. Let's see what else wants to come out here. Oh, okay. This is like that was very strange. Okay. That was awkward, but let's just let it come out. Okay, victory, card 28. Okay. You're going to be very successful in something in 2026. You're going to reign victorious over this. I'm seeing this, I keep being shown to this heal card. So this could be a personal, like, health issue that you're going to finally, find the solution for, find some comfort about. This could be a legal situation. This could be like something that you've just been a thorn in your side. You might have been from pile 1 or 2. Let's get more information. Okay, this progressions card keeps being highlighted. So I see that 2026 is going to unfold for you because this clock is being highlighted to me with the word progressions. And I keep hearing cycles, almost in cycles or phases. So like, I would say even quarterly I'm being shown. So like every 3 months, you're going to kind of enter a new cycle. So maybe one is about some sort of conflict presenting itself or confrontation. Then the next one, you're in this mysterious energy. And then it's kind of like the unknown moon energy. You're not sure how it's going to go. And then the 3rd quarter of the year, you begin to heal from this. It starts to present itself as a victory, as a success. You start to appreciate the path and the journey that it took you on. That's what I'm being shown, but I know we're going to get more information about this timing. I also want to clarify the confrontation, the opposition, on what that is. I would say, because we're reading the momentum of the energy you're currently in, it's probably already in play. This could be like a work situation that, isn't going well, or a personal relationship, something with family, something with a romantic relationship. This could be your living situation. Maybe there's like a conflict with a landlord or a neighbor or someone you're currently living with. It's most likely... Oh, look at the pink. I can't believe it came out again. Look at the pink with the crown chakra. Now, this is so interesting because the crown chakra is represented by purple. We all know this. But in this deck, after I just had that conversation about this hot pink, you got card 7 with the crown chakra in this vibrant, like magenta pink again. Even in this card, I've never noticed that it's pink in this deck. You also got financial and material changes. Okay, I see that. This, I would wear this color or find some, I don't even know, are there any stones that are that? Maybe flowers that are this magenta color? I think that's magenta. It's like a very bright, I guess, fuchsia pink. I'm seeing even like auric, like frequencies in this color. Wow, this is fascinating. I need to get deeper into this. Okay, can we clarify the confrontation opposition card, please? Oh, you have two 28s. I just saw that. I don't know why. I just immediately, my attention was like, my intuition was like the numbers. And I was like 56, 46, and then I saw 28, 28. I'm going to line those up. So heal and victory from different decks are card 28, which reduces to like a 10, which reduces to a 1. So you could be ending cycles here. 10s can represent like the culmination of something that you've kind of been working towards, or kind of been, like I said, you've already have momentum going on. It's in its fullness. It's ready for resolution. It's kind of gonna, like, you know, a fiery climax approaches, that card that we get in the Moonology deck that says that, and then you restart again back at the 1, like I said, with these cycles. So I see something's going to be kind of coming to a head literally here with this opposition confrontation, but it ends up you're victorious over it, even if it's just an internal battle that you win because you heal from it. I see this like you're releasing from something that's really been contentious in your environment. Like this could be just a really negative work situation or friend or family member who it's just raining on your parade, quite frankly, and it's just making your everyday not enjoyable. It's disturbing your peace. You may have also been in pile 2. And I see this wrapping up in 2026, but it brings some disruption. For example, if you're having like a really negative ongoing battle with a neighbor or another tenant or landlord, and then you find a new place to live. You find a new place to live, you follow your intuition, it brings you peace, but it is disruptive because you've got to pack up and move. You're going to, get settled in a new place, in a new neighborhood with new people and things like this. But at the end of the day, you're lying in bed at night thinking like, wow, like I needed to get out of that situation. I didn't realize how much it was disrupting my everyday reality, how much conflict and confrontation I was just constantly in because of this living situation with this individual, kind of like in my field all of the time. And in 2026 you find the path, that this journey that leads you out of this. But I still want to clarify this opposition card. That's just one example. It could be, like I said, a relationship, a romantic relationship, same thing. Okay, clarifying confrontation, soulmates. Okay. Now, it did come up in reverse. Card 41. So soulmates can be people that we agreed before we came into this incarnation, if you believe in this, where we said, okay, we're going to learn this together on our path. It doesn't need to be the person that you're always with forevermore. This could be like you could encounter many soulmates in your life. It could be friendships. It could be romantic. People who your soul has decided, okay, I have something I can learn here with you. And we're going to come into each other's worlds. It could spark off, it could bring conflict, it could bring healing, it could bring growth, it could bring clarity, and we're going to learn this thing. It can also mean you mate for life, because these are penguins who, I believe, mate for life, and this penguin here has the key to the heart. So you have to take this for whatever situation this is resonating with for you. This could be someone that's passed on from your world. This could be someone that's moved on from your world. This could be someone that presents into your world, would be the other situation. This could be you're single and you're not in a relationship with anybody, and you meet someone who kind of disrupts your world a little bit. And maybe they have a confronting energy. Maybe they kind of, maybe you're very different, and your beliefs and your thoughts, maybe you come from different cultural backgrounds. Maybe you guys aren't confrontational together. Maybe you're very harmonious, but maybe your backgrounds are confrontational, or maybe like the relationship structure or beliefs about how relationships should unfold or things like this. Maybe that is confrontational, for your family and for people around you. But I'm seeing this potentially has something to do with either love or a soulmate situation in friendship or some other category. Either a new one presenting or one that you're releasing, because we also have this financial material changes that I want to get to. Yeah, this mystery card keeps being highlighted. There is some element of, like I said, moon energy, unseen, unclearness about this situation. I'm not quite sure if it's because you haven't met them yet or because you haven't decided yet what you want to do about this situation. But let's get another card here. Strongest themes for pile 1, please. Or why did I say that? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. My mouth just said that, and I had like that just took over me. Okay, so you may have messages in pile 1 because it did have to do with love relationships. That's all I'll say since my mouth just said pile 1. Strongest themes for pile 3, please. For 2026. Ooh, this one's presenting itself. Oh, this came out in pile 2 also. Okay. So whichever one you felt drawn to. Pillar of light, your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. I'm just going to check if all of these cards are in the frame. Shift you over a little bit. Okay. So let's put this together because there's a lot going on here. A lot. So I'm going to tune in and intuitively channel more of your message here. Oh my gosh. I just want to say magician is, okay. Whatever the magicians. I'm trying to say like goddess, but magician, like magicianess. That's what's coming out for some reason. Okay. There's a very unique energy here. Okay. Let's see what's going on for 2026 for you. There is a lot of similarities to pile 1 and 2. So that's why I think I said pile 1 and then pile 2 came up. You may want to watch both if you've got the time, because they do seem very related. There's a similar energy here, but they could also be about, like, this could also be about career or something else. Like I said, a physical situation here. This could be about physical healing or heart healing. But let me just tell you, this is the strongest energy that I get from this. The most obvious kind of first layer example that's presenting itself is the one that I already said. I see that you meet somebody. Now, this could be a friend or a romantic situation, and something about them or their background, it's very confrontational and opposing to you. You're either polar opposites, or like I said, you come from completely opposing belief systems, and like this could be like atheist and a devout Christian, for example. I've talked about this before. Like that's like my parents. They've been married, I think, for 50 years. And my dad's like an atheist, but like, spiritually open, but also just doesn't follow anything particularly, doesn't really believe in anything. And my mom is a devout Christian. That would be the opposition card. And their families were completely against the marriage and things like this. So I'm seeing that's the energy that I'm picking up here. And against all odds, you either become friends with this person or in a romantic connection with them, or this is either new or talking about the situation. You could also be like, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. This is either someone you've met in 2025 or before, and this is what's going to be playing out in 2026, or this is new. So whichever one that relates to you, this is about two people from completely different backgrounds or points of view who are, for some reason, have a soul connection. Oh, I'm going to put this with this. I'm just moving crown chakra with pillar of light. Now this could be a twin flame situation because it's showing spiritual activation, which is usually what a twin flame, whatever, if you want to call it that or not. Sometimes, oftentimes, very frequently, interpersonal relationships activate a spiritual awakening. Because if there is conflict, confrontation, and disruption, it can cause us to feel such discomfort about these intense feelings that we're feeling that we're forced basically to go inwards. It calls us home to ourself. It calls us into self-reflection. Now, I'm seeing that this relationship or interaction or connection brings about some disruptive energy. I'm seeing financial and material changes. This figure here has rings on their finger. This could indicate either a breaking apart or a union, just depending on which one resonates for you. Maybe you get married to or engaged to this person, or maybe you get divorced or separated. It just depends where you are on your journey, on your progression with this situation. Also, I see it bringing about some triggering, like I said, that also is disruptive and causes you to heal. It could open up old wounds that needs to be opened up. Now, you don't have to do any of these things. Like if this sounds like you're like, I don't want to do this, that you would not go down this timeline. You would be open to this. Your soul would be calling you to this if you attract it to you. This is not going to happen without your own, because I'm making it sound like it's going to be, really frustrating and disruptive, and like, it's kind of like a nail biter. It doesn't need to be like that. It's just that relationships, often we call them into our life for the purposes of healing other wounds, where all of a sudden it's bringing up our insecurities. And it's not that this person is actually doing those things. It's just triggering you. It could be just a way that they behave or some things they say. And, you work through them and you communicate and you say, this, because of my past, is very triggering for me. And when it's in a loving, harmonious relationship, you can heal through the connection, where sometimes these things will never come up if we're on our own. You actually need that mirror to project back to you what is still kind of festering within you, or what is unsettled within you. So I'm seeing it bringing about healing, heart healing, possible physical healing, because they're always interconnected, and financial and material changes. Now, that doesn't need to be negative. It could be you move in together. It could be you pool your resources. It could be you take a trip together. It could be that you go into a business endeavor together and it becomes very abundant. I just see that. And in the end, the overarching energy from this is so positive, in the sense that you not only do you have the crown chakra opening and your vibration rising, and this kind of like inner spiritual alignment and harmony that you find within yourself, you have some sort of beautiful connection that challenges you, opens your eyes to new things and perspectives, and kind of like re-enlivens some aspects of yourself, brings about healing. The overarching energy here is this appreciation and victory. It ends up being something that you have a profound sense of, did I say profound? Profound sense of appreciation and gratitude for it stirring up within you and bringing into your life. And you have this feeling of achievement at the end of 2026 with these 228 cards. You're going to look back and think, not only did this bring up so much within me that I needed to address and harmonize within my world, within my internal world, I feel so, what is this word? It's like that sense of checking things off your list, but not in like a very like boring type of way, in a sense of like, wow, I've progressed. Like, yeah, it's this progression. It's an expansion. I've moved past this. I've healed beyond this. Like, look what this relationship has allowed me to face and be victorious over. Does this make sense? Like your inner demons. You no longer feel like you have these things on your shoulders. Like you have this kind of inner dialogue that is disruptive to you. It allows you to put things on the table, address them, and kind of be done with them once and for all, where you can kind of shift into a new phase of life. I see in 2027 where you're like, I'm at peace. I feel fulfilled. I'm happy. I have satisfying relationships. I have financial stability. I have a clear purpose. I have a sound inner world. I feel happy. I don't feel like I'm striving for anything in particular anymore, where I'm like, oh, this is always going to be a problem. This is a thorn in my side. I don't have enough here. I'm not happy here. I feel like this connection that comes in, whether it's romantic or, like I said, otherwise, it could be a strong friend connection or some other soulmate contract that you made before you came here. It's the one that sets you kind of into rights with yourself, if that makes sense. Now, of course, you're doing that work, but it's the one that causes this disruption that puts you on the right path. This could be someone, like, say you're just in a job that is fine and you don't really have any main issues with it or whatever, and then you meet someone and all of a sudden they're like, you should be doing this. You're an artist, you're an author, you're a writer, you're an actor, you're an inventor. You have these ideas, you're a spiritual healer, and they see something in you, and then all of a sudden it's got this, they've put the bug in your mind, that in your awareness, and now you've got this, like, you're unsettled in your work environment because they disrupted it. But that's what, because there are people who are disruptors, like I'm a disruptor. Energy. It can be a lonely path, but you'll know if you're like that, because you don't try to be disruptive. You just, for some reason, come into people's worlds and you see it differently and you point it out to them, and you realize that was your role in their world. And it doesn't mean that has to come to an end. You could be with this person for life because you got the soulmates card. I'm just saying. And now that it's put out there, you can't put it back in the box. And now you're sitting at work thinking, wow, like my partner or this friend, they're right. I was meant for more than this. I did come here to do more. I was being complacent. I was allowing myself to just settle. And now I can't unthink this. Now I can't unsee this. I've got to follow my passions. And it sets you on this path, even though it's disruptive, because now you're quitting your job and you're starting out this practice of whatever. You're becoming a tarot reader or a mystic or a Reiki healer, or you're traveling the world together, or it's something that is completely aligned with you, that this person points out. And it disrupts your current path. And it brings this, and you could challenge each other a lot. And that's why you guys made this soul agreement, because you said, if I ever get complacent, at this phase in my life, you're going to come in, we're going to meet, and we're going to both heal through this connection, and we're both going to become victorious over these things that have kind of been holding us down or holding us back. And there is just mystery about how this is going to unfold. I'm not getting I'm getting so many scenarios. Like I said, it could be a work thing, a way of living, a lifestyle. It's a key relationship or connection from wherever that is in the spectrum, that challenges you, is confronting energy, is disruptive energy, all in for your highest good, for both of your highest good, that you at the end of the year are just like, I'm so glad, I so appreciate what this showed me, what it brought me, that this person's walking with me on this path, that they've opened my eyes to this. I feel so in control. I feel so victorious. I feel so fulfilled in this situation. I feel like I have achieved more in this year with this person by my side, or in my life, than I have, in the past decade type thing. And it's just a beautiful symbiotic relationship where what you offer, benefits them, and what they offer benefits you, and you kind of help each other find your stability on this path. It's like I'm seeing two travelers like backpacking, and they're walking on the path, and it's like one, challenges the other. A bear comes on the path and the other one wants to run, and the other one says, no, stand your ground. I don't know what you're supposed to do with bears, so don't listen to me. I'm just saying, and the other one, and that you show each other your strengths. This is what we're going to do. This is how we handle it. And they give the other one courage. And then you're walking some more, and you're running out of food and you get thirsty. And the other one offers their skills and says, listen, let me show you how to fish. Let me show you how to hunt. Let me show you how to make a fire. Let me show you how to gather berries. I can offer that. And the other one says, oh, no, I don't need that. I've always survived this way. And there's this, you challenge each other in order to make the other person stronger, and you kind of add to their toolkit as you travel along this year together. It's really beautiful. Like, it's not the energy of two very similar people coming together and kind of just maintaining the status quo. It's not that. It's two very different people coming together that benefit each other and challenge the other to growth, to expansion, to healing, and to ultimately the success of the connection, whatever it is, and of your own desires and path, and whatever success looks like for you within that. And there, like I said, I'm kind of like downplaying it, but there is a strong spiritual awakening element to this within yourself, where you're coming back to yourself. This feeling of mourning the world awaits you. You're self-reflecting, you're self-challenging, you're listening to your intuition, you're listening to the downloads you're getting through your crown chakra. You're kind of just becoming more awake to your inner world and to how it's playing out in your life and to how you want to mold this reality. And you're shifting out of automatic in 2026, and you're shifting into manual. You're starting to like consciously just decide exactly where you want to put your attention and your manifestations and what exactly you want to pursue and go after and adjust and alter, and not in like a hustle grind culture way, because it may have nothing to do with more abundance or more status or anything like that. It's in a personal satisfaction and fulfillment way. That was a very beautiful reading, very complex energy here. You're very multi-layered individual. I mean, we all are, but like it's really came out in your reading. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you found this helpful and you enjoyed this. If you did, like, subscribe, comment. Thank you to everyone who did that. If not, no worries at all. Thank you so much for being here with me, staying to this point in the reading and letting me read for you. If you did feel drawn to one of the other groups, then I will see you there shortly. And if not, I will see you in another reading in 2026 on another day. Bye. Hi Pile 4, welcome to your 2026 reading. You have card 41 with Sundress, Do It For You. And I'm getting so much channel messages for your pile. I was going to go and take a break, and I am not, because A, I'm nosy, and I'm curious about what the messages are, and B, the channel messages are coming so fast, so I've got to film. So here we are. So, first, I'm getting a song. I don't know what it is. I'm very bad at music references. If you are subscribed here, you know that, because you guys always have to tell me what I'm hearing. But this is what I'm hearing. Just go ahead. Oh my gosh, just go ahead. Let your hair down. Okay, I'm gonna get it. Just bear with me. Dun 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 dun. Put on your favorite song. Just go ahead. I want to say let your hair down. Something about put a record on. Put a record on. Put on your favorite song. Let your hair down. Let your hair down. I can't even figure out if it's a male or female voice. But that's the song I'm hearing. If you know what that is, then that would be for you. So then you can look up the lyrics. Then the second thing I was getting is about this protection word. Personally, I have beef with this word. Anytime I get a protection card of any sort, it feels weird to me. Like, I don't really resonate with this word. And so before I started filming, I was like, how are we going to talk about this? Because I don't know what I know that I'm missing something here. So I'm talking to my guides about it, and they're like, what's your beef, right? Well, obviously they know, but I'm explaining it to myself. And so I'm saying, okay, to me, protection is like an inwards It's not expansive and open, it's closed. And so like I was picturing me putting my arms in a cross around myself, protecting myself. And I want to be open, right? With my arms open, open to the world, open-hearted. And my guide said, okay, that's one way of looking at it. However, what if you are open and then you get hurt, right? And then you wish you had protected. And I'm like, well, yeah, like obviously that's why we all do that. And then they were saying, so what if you can protect, self-protect, be protected, create a protective environment? Not, because I thought to myself, I don't think it's healthy to avoid situations or avoid going in the world or super self-isolate. For phases we need to, because then it's like you can't go out into the world. You're basically hiding. We're all basically going to be hiding here. To self-protect, hiding from love, hiding from hurt, hiding from pain, hiding from criticism, hiding from, and then my guides showed me this image of what if you needed to go into a war-torn area? What if the military needed to go into a war-torn area? But you needed to go into that darkness. You needed to travel there because you needed to spread your light. Or you needed to visit someone there, or you needed to complete a mission. Then how would you go in there? Would you go in there with no protection? And so they were showing me this image of myself or someone traveling through this dangerous area, but with armor on and with other protective things out ahead of me, kind of scouring the area, and how that's how like a government official could move through that area or to something. Protected. And they were showing me that as a metaphor for us in the world, where if we self-protect spiritually and we make sure that we are as strong as we can be energetically and stable in our foundation and stable in our state of being and holding the highest frequency that we can, and we're anchored into high frequency energies, then that is protection. We have self-protected so that as we move into the world, we're not easily swayed, we're not easily offended, we're not easily triggered, we don't shy away. We're able to go into the dark places because we, if we choose to, or if our path is led there, and we're able to face challenging individuals and situations because we have that energetic armor around us. That's what they showed me. And I was like, oh, they were like, it instead of being closed, it allows you to have more openness because it allows you to go out and expand and be in the world, as opposed to having to hide because you feel vulnerable. When you're self-protected, you feel protected. And so you can go out and you don't have to hide and you don't have to be closed off. I was like, wow, I never thought about that before. Maybe that's obvious to everybody else hearing this. You may be like, what other definition of protection would you have? But I really always thought of protection as, like there's a tornado, you hide in the basement and you just don't come out. I never thought of going out in the tornado with protective gear. Does that make sense? So that's what image I'm seeing for here. Let's start with your actual reading now. For pile 4, the strongest themes and energies, advice, guidance, insights for 2026, please. That would help them to be aware of for pile 4. Yeah, and your main card is this sundress, do it for you. So, and like she's standing out in the snow in a sundress. So it's very interesting that message came up about the protection. For pile 4, please. Strongest themes for 2026. I keep seeing 2026 broken down into 2026. That's how it's being shown in my head. So that's what, 4 plus, that's a 10. So that's a 1 again. Maybe that has something to do with your life path number or something. Or the year that you're in. Okay, this came out in pile. This just came out. We just had this card in pile 3. So card 53, opposition, confrontation coming out. Not surprised with this protection energy and with that metaphor that I just explained about being able to go out into dark places or out into the world with your protection. Anything else? Strongest themes for 2026? Abundance, Jupiter. Okay, beautiful. Card 23. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of abundance energy with this sundress and this just do it for you. Oh, I'm loving this cornucopia for you. Okay, let's keep going. What else for pile 4, please? Yeah, I just heard you are protected. Caring connections. Okay, card 14. Every single pile pretty much had some sort of caring, some sort of connective thing with another person, which is interesting because that really doesn't come up in my readings a lot. I don't find anyway. I'm just going to file that, shuffle that again. So it's interesting, and it's funny because you're 41 and then a 14. Do it for you. So okay, your message is coming out strong here. I'm just going to pause on this deck. I feel like in 2026, you're coming to a conclusion. Now, you may already be at this point because I'm reading the momentum of your energy. So it's possible you already decided this here in late 2025, or it's like on your mind about pursuing a path or making a decision about something that you know is right for you. That's going to cause possible confrontation or opposition from other people in your life, and you may be aware of this. And you're just being told you are protected. This is the right decision for you. Follow your heart. You're going to be met with caring connections, other supportive people, and this is going to be abundant for you. This is going to be successful. It's going to be fulfilling. Your needs will be met here and more by pursuing this, whatever this is that you're doing for you, whatever this decision is. This could be changing, your path career-wise or within school. This could be leaving or entering a relationship or a connection. This could be changing career paths. This could be about where you're living. It can be whatever this is for you. This is about the theme that's coming up in 2026 for you. More for pile 4, please. Dun, 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 your favorite song. Just go ahead, let your hair down. I think it is let your hair down. Let your hair down? I don't know if I'm getting that last phrase wrong. I would look up the lyrics to that song if you know what that is. I don't think you could Shazam that. I'm sorry. I don't think the AI will know what I'm saying. But you probably do. For pile 4. Oh, yeah. Oh, for pile 4, you got card 4. And here, okay, here's what's interesting. Because when I pulled this card, you got a lot of 4s here. It's stability. Even this is not what this says, but maybe it is. But at the top of this Jupiter card, there's this symbol, and it looks like a 4. So I was going to say it, even though I don't know what that is. The symbol for Jupiter, maybe? I'm not sure. I'm not very good at astrology. And then you have card 41, then the 14, which is an inverted 41, and now you have a 4. 4s are stabilities, and you got this firm foundation card with your base chakra. This is you finding your sense of footing in 2026, even if it causes confrontation or opposition with somebody else who disagrees. It's about you finding your path and doing something that you know is right for you. It could be just a way of life. It doesn't have to be a specific thing. It can just be every day you waking up and saying, this is how I want my day to be curated for me. I'm going to take my time to meditate, then I'm going to journal, then I'm going to go in nature, then I'm going to engage with my life's passion, whatever that is, work or passion or otherwise, or both. And then I'm going to, it's something about you having a moment of enough. Okay, I don't want to say that. I'm just going to say it and then we'll soften it. But it's this, because I can feel the power of how you're saying it. This enough of looking outwards and trying to please everybody else and doing it everybody else's way and trying to appease the peanut gallery. I'm going to turn all of that energy inwards and ask myself, my higher self, what is best for me? What does my soul want? What did I come here for? And the reason I want to soften that is because it can sound kind of selfish the way that like that came out. I'm not saying you're going to like abandon your family and relationships and things like this, but or your responsibilities, but it's just that I don't get the feeling you have been factored into your world as much as you have factoring others in. And I see you having a very powerful shift in the way that you engage with the world and make decisions. Because I believe that, like, it's basically, I feel like maybe part of your life feels a little bit built upon the sand, the shifting sands, the changing winds. Oh, my mom says this, now my dad says this, now my partner has this opinion, now my friend said that. And you're kind of like scattered. Like, what should I do? And when you come back to yourself, this focus point, this triangle, is indicating like you refocus inwards and you restabilize in the knowing of your own decisions and your own intuitive knowing about what is right for you and how your soul came here to present itself in this world. Okay, more for pile 4, please. Strongest themes. What does the protection have to do? Oh, okay. Obviously, yeah. I saw it right away. You're going to be protected, like, from the higher realms, which you always are, but you're going to be protecting yourself from these outside opinions and no longer allowing it to influence you or sway you. Kind of like a throwing caution to the wind, but it's not that you're throwing caution to the wind, it's that you're throwing external validation to the wind. Like, you no longer will feel swayed, like that inner tightness and anxiety that we can sometimes feel when we know what's right for us and we have a path and we have a decision and we have a dream, and then someone else introduces their external opinion, which they can't know anything about your internal worlds or path. And you get that tightness of like anxiety of like it shrinks within you. Physically, you start to feel smaller. You're like, oh, I guess that was a dumb idea. I don't know why I was thinking that. Yeah, I probably can't do that. I probably shouldn't do that. That probably is selfish. And you're going to be learning to put up your own armor of protection. It's like a thick skin, basically. It's a thick energetic skin where you're like, that's okay. You can think that. You think whatever you need to think. This is my life, though, and I'm happy to have this decision. I'm excited for it. You don't have to agree. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to align. You do you, and I'm going to do me, and we can still live in harmony. I think that rhymed. Whoa. Okay, so yeah, this To Be Fair coming out. This card has come out like almost every reading, card 38. And I did pick up on this in the last reading, this energy. I remember saying it's almost like you don't know if it would be fair for you to pursue your passions. Like you feel like you would be letting someone down, or you would be, people would perceive it as selfish. I see 2026, you coming into this energy of like, listen, I got this one life to live in this incarnation. I know this is something I want to pursue, and I'm going to find a way to pursue this. I have to. I can't hold back this energy and this momentum and this desire any longer. This is how I want to live my life, and I'm going to do this for me. I'm going to do this for me, and it's going to bring about, like I said, this beautiful caring connections, but also abundance, because when we're in line with our soul's purpose, we're in alignment with the universe. When you're in alignment inwards, you're in alignment outwards, right? And there could be conflict, there could be opposition, because people love to have opinions about other people's lives. It's very strange to me. And because I'll tell you why that is. This may help you have understanding about it. Typically, if there's someone in your life who, cares about you or claims to care about you or whatever, who's just involved in your inner world, and they have strong opinions about how you should be behaving or interacting, the reason is because they believe that if you don't do this way, that the way they believe, go to the school or do the job or have the marriage or whatever it is, follow the path that they feel is comfortable for them, then they will be disturbed in their energy. That will bother them. So they want you to agree. This is what they're not saying, because people can't put this into words. They need you to agree to behave in a way that lines up with their vision so that they can feel peaceful within. that's a them problem. They need to focus on their inner world, and they need to do the same work. Learn how to have their own inner stability, that no matter what's happening on the outside of them, they don't need to control it. They don't need to agree with it. They don't need to align with it. Their peace and inner world and happiness comes from within, and what's going on within their energetic field. They cannot control everybody around them and say, if my son's going to this school and my daughter's happy in this and my partner's doing this, then I will be happy. And so that's why they have these strong opinions, because they're basically treating you like a puppet on a string, saying, I need you to behave in the way that I need you to behave so that I can go to sleep at night and feel happy and at peace. So you will be teaching each other this lesson. They are causing you to go inwards, and this is probably the soul agreement you had before you came here, if this person's in your current soul tribe. And you said, okay, I'm going to go and remind you that your inner peace and stability comes from within, not from people outside of you and trying to control us. And then they're saying to you, and I'm going to try to over control you and influence you with my words and my actions so that I'm going to teach you, because it's going to feel so disaligned with you that you're going to be forced to say, I'm sorry, mom, dad, teacher, friend, partner. I've got to follow my own path. I can hear the inner calling of my soul, and I cannot let your voice be louder than that voice because I'm miserable. And we both can find happiness within this situation. That's what's going on for you this year. That message is coming through very strongly. Okay, let's get more for pile 4. Now, I don't know what this decision is. I don't know what this is. You would know. It may not have come up yet. It may come up later in the year. But it's probably already brewing, because I'm picking up the energy very strongly, which means it's already got a lot of momentum underway. Oh, this is what we just said. 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 Look at this fractured image. Didn't I say that? Guys, this is what I saw. Align your life, what is not aligned or needs to change. I said, like, you got a little bit over here, and then your friend says that, and your dad says that, and your mom says that, and you're trying to, and this sands are shifting underneath you. And I said something like that, like you're all mixed up or you're all fractured. I can't remember the word I said, but this is what I was seeing. And you're going to align these pieces, because it's, who are you becoming? What is your soul's desire? And you may not even know what that is yet. You may be so used to looking outside of yourself for what others are telling you is right and what the next step is. Because the thing is, that's part of our parents' role, right? When we're brought into this world, we don't know. Like when you're 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they're going to say, hey, what about this? Let's go to the park. Let's do that. You should be in school. You might like this. You might like that. But depending on how you were parented, some well-meaning parents, will just basically overlay their thoughts and desires and projections onto you. Say, this is how I did it, and this is what I think, so this is what you do. Instead of seeing that there's a point that the child's individuality starts to come out and express, that they, in my opinion, at that point need to take a different approach and step back a little and say, okay, this is how I raised you so far, because we didn't know what you preferred yet. You weren't speaking, you weren't expressing that. We tried to give you choices, and you were, trying different things. But now you're telling me that you're interested in this, or this is the way of your life, or this is, and you're starting to express. And if they don't, some well-meaning leaders or mentors or whatever, structures, friends, partners, they don't see that point where they have to back off and say, okay, now they're self-discovering, now they're individuating, and now it's their point, their time to decide for themselves. I've guided, I've led, I've offered, I've suggested, and this is the point where they are now wanting to take over the reins. They're ready, they're capable, they're willing, they're conscious, they're awake, they're aware, they're safe, they're guided, they're guarded, and they've got it from here. And I can still, offer my opinion when they ask. I'm still there to guide. I'm still there as a guardrail, but not everybody takes that approach, right? It takes a very aligned, conscious individual to approach people that way. So what usually happens is we are basically conditioned to look outside of ourselves from birth. Well, what does my mom say? What's her, is she happy? Is she sad? What about my dad? Happy, sad, if they were present, what about friends? My friends think this is cool. My friends don't think this is cool. And we're so outside of ourselves that we completely forget that everything comes from our own world. The only person we don't know and the only person we're not listening to is our own self. ironically, right? Like your message is coming through so strong. And I love that that came up for you. What is not aligned or needs to change? What do you need to do for you because it's your soul's passion and calling? And with this to be fair card, I want to clarify it. Clarifying to be fair. Yeah, I'm seeing a child saying a lot the phrase, but that's not fair. So for some of you, you were raised in an environment where you were really like strongly influenced to do things that you were like, I don't want to go visit this person. I don't want to spend my day like this. I don't align with this culture or religion. I don't align with this teaching or philosophy. And it was just like, this is what we do. You're doing it anyway. Like, you have no choice. And there was a lot of you, even if you didn't voice it, a lot of you saying, this is not fair. This is not, this is not my life choice or my life path, but I have no way out of this. But now you do. Now this year you're finding a way to handle the opposition, protect your own sense of autonomy and sovereignty. If you've never looked up those words, look at the definitions of sovereignty and autonomy. They're very empowering because sometimes we forget that that is what we are. We are our own unique entity and our energy is onto ourself and we're self-governing. We're meant to be self-governing, but because that line bleeds, right? It's very like, when does the individual become self-governing? Because if you're raised in a traditional household and things like this, that line can go way past its due date. And the parents are still governing when you're meant to be self-governing. And sometimes you have to have a conversation. I remember my mom really struggled with this. I remember saying to her, like, Mom, you've got to find your own happiness within. I cannot be your sense of happiness because, like, I can be one point of happiness, you know, I'm your daughter, I get it. But it was like she had so much weight on me that it was like she couldn't be happy unless I fulfilled these things that she thought would make me happy, which was like going to church and like marrying a certain type of person and following a certain type of lifestyle, you know. And I was never that way. I was very rebellious. I was always doing it differently. I was always challenging the status quo. And so she would have a very hard time. She would get very anxious and she would struggle with her own peace in her, because it was like, even though I was thriving, she felt that she couldn't thrive because I made a decision, like when I talked about this in, I think, pile 3, when I made a decision to get divorced, like that challenged her religious beliefs. And so she felt that I had to make the decision to stay with my husband because that would bring her peace. You see? And so it's like I was well into my 30s when this conversation was happening. And I had to say, like, Mom, I can't be your peace. I have to follow my own path. And if that disrupts you, that's for you to figure out how to find inner peace, because something outside of you is disrupting you. That's for each of us to find. I cannot live my life in a way that would be satisfying and pleasing to you and pleasant to you to withhold, because it's not following my own heart. So then you're self-betraying. You're betraying yourself in order to keep other people happy. And you're doing them a disservice because then they never find their own alignment. They never find that strength. And my mom's found that now. She detached. She detached. She's still in my world. We're still connected, but she's detached from my decisions. And she's accepted that if her happiness depends on me or anyone else, she's going to have a very bumpy ride, and she wants to have a lovely life. So she's had to say, this is her journey. This is her path. I'm not going to agree with her decisions, and I don't need to. But it was a confrontational time for us, is what I'm bringing up in our life in my 30s with her. So clarifying that, to be fair, is there anything else we need to know about that? For pile 4. This is a huge year for you. This is like, what is it I'm seeing? This is your kind of like coming out into the spotlight moment I'm seeing. It's like a year where you know when you watch those movies or those TV shows where it's like the main person, main character, it's like main character energy. That's what I'm trying to get at, where it's like, wow, they really like make their mark in the universe. You're finding yourself. Basically, you're finding yourself. Basically. And you're protecting the finding of yourself. You're not going to allow yourself. You're going to become very rooted in yourself. Because it's very tempting when someone's saying, please don't do this or go this or to be like, oh God, I could just make them happy by agreeing. But you've got to find that inner strength to say, I cannot betray myself. I cannot. I will not, and I cannot. That's, yeah, I kept hearing that this is not the deck to clarify with, but I'm very stubborn. So I just kept going. Okay, this deck I didn't get it for anybody else. So clarifying to be fair for pile 4. Just want to go again. I just want to make sure. Okay. Oh, 2 coming out here. Gateway. Okay, that's so funny because I heard this. Where did I hear gateway? 1 or 2. So if you're from that pile, then this is confirmation that you found your next pile. Because I randomly just said I'm hearing the word gateway. And now this card came out. Oh, and you have happiness. Okay, and pile 1 was also happiness. Yeah, you could have messages in pile 1. It doesn't really have anything to do with here. It's like a completely different theme. But both of these, I believe, came up in pile... Not these cards. I just heard the word gateway and they got a different happiness card in the intro you saw. But also pile 3 had this opposition. So whatever one you felt drawn to, or you don't need to watch any of them. I'm just telling you that. Yeah, okay, so clarifying the to be fair, you have gateway and happiness. Definitely gateway. Definitely unicorn. This is like the unicorn here and the gateway. It's like you're coming into your own independence, your own uniqueness. Like I said, your own individuation. You're coming into the spotlight of like, hey, this is me. And it could take people a while to come to terms with that, because if you've been presenting in their world as their version of you, and then all of a sudden you're like, actually, this is me. Like I can give you an example. I was in the corporate world for my entire life, from when I was like 17 to 43. I followed a very specific career path. I wanted to impress my parents. I wanted to make a lot of money. I wanted to have high ranking and status because I knew that would make them proud. Plus, I liked what I was doing, but it wasn't really me. Do you know what I mean? I didn't know at the beginning. I was following the path I kind of presented, and then I realized this is not for me. And then I realized I wanted to be my own boss, and I wanted to use my spiritual gifts, and I wanted to create content that is, helpful and supportive for people with this channel and my other channel. And I was like, I felt like this unicorn, like, because I'm like, oh, this is going to be interesting. I'm actually not a corporate director of a multi-conglomerate, business chain, national. It's just, who deals with, no nonsense, business wearing, CEO type person. I actually am a mystic. Like, that's quite different. I don't think anyone would have guessed that I was a card reader or had any spiritual tendencies, except for the people where it came up with naturally, where I was drawn to them. Yes, but this is the energy you're going to be coming out with this year. You're having that unicorn moment where it's just like completely opposite probably of what people currently expect of you or are overlaying or projecting onto you. And you're coming out very unique here and shining. And this is a gateway moment. This is a threshold moment. There's going to be something that allows you to cross that threshold and say to the others and to the world, actually, this is who I am. It's going to be a moment because I'm seeing this spotlight moment. And it, like I said, it could bring confrontation, but you're aligning your life. So sometimes you got to shatter the puzzle to rebuild it, like I'm seeing like a Lego being shattered and you're rebuilding it now. As you're the creator in your own image, not how someone else told you your life should look. And it's, guys, the happiness with this to be fair card, when you find your balance within this, the way to balance these scales, because it doesn't mean you need to throw every relationship out. It just means you got to find your way around this. You're going to start to find your voice, express yourself. How can you see this protection? How can you link these chains, these locks without it being bondage? Without it being locking you down and locking you in, but you're still connected to these people. You still have caring connections with people. It's going to bring caring connections, but it's also going to create more caring, open connections with these people in your world after you have these conversations. And sometimes it's like the fire flames, sparks pretty high and then it dies down. And you can reapproach these conversations with your loved ones and say, hey, I know this is unexpected. I know, maybe you didn't see this coming. I know it's not what you had planned for me. But this is my life now. I'm becoming my own version of me. Sometimes you just need to say that to them. Like, it's just like they need that like awakening moment. It's like, oh yeah, like, sorry, I was so used to guiding and protecting and being your, leader in this world that I didn't see that you've become, your own decision maker and that you've reached that point. But you have two dolphins here with the happiness card. It's such a beautiful card. You might have got that card in another reading I'm seeing for somebody, like not my reading, as confirmation. It's going to work out. It's going to bring abundance and happiness because, like I said, as you align your own life and your own path, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to happen throughout 2026 and, for the rest of our lives, this happens. But this is really a gateway moment for you. This is like I'm hearing like, I'm coming out. Like, it's your moment to step out onto the stage and say, this is what I'm doing. I'm not going to be a doctor or a lawyer. I'm going to be an artist, or I'm not going to be an artist. I'm going to be a doctor. Like, whatever it is for you, or I'm not going to be in this marriage. I'm going to be in this, or I'm not going to be single. I'm actually in a marriage, or, I'm going to elope. Whatever this thing is for you that you're following your own path on, that's what 2026 is about for you. It's about navigating that playing field, dealing with the relationships and the dynamics that come from that, and your own inner world. This could be some self-isolating moments where you need to just go inwards and be, because you may feel to physically self-protect, like you may feel like I gotta be on my own. Sometimes the outside voices are so loud you have to shut them out until you gain your stability. And then you take a couple weeks or whatever, you gain your stability, and then you can go back out feeling strong in your convictions. And then it's easier to say, hey, I hear you, but I've thought about this. I feel stable in this. I've journaled about this. I've meditated. I've prayed on this. This is what I am doing. This is my decision. And I'm asking you for your support, but if I don't have your support, I will have to go forward anyway. Really, really cool energy, guys. I'm really excited. If you know what this is and you want to share, comment down below. I'd love to know what this self, like actualization moment is for you and how it's being expressed and what path it is but don't feel like you have to. Just, like I said, I'm just being curious and nosy and wanting to like connect with you over it because it's a big moment. That's a big thing. That's a huge life-changing thing. If you do want to share, feel free. We're all here for you. If not, no worries. If it resonated and you want to like, subscribe, comment, and if you've done that already, thank you so much. If not, again, no worries. If you're going to another pile, because it was an honor to read for you. I enjoyed this reading and being in your energy. I really did. Like, you're very inspiring. You inspired me. So thank you for that. And if you did resonate with another pile, then I'll see you there shortly. If not, I will see you in another reading on another day in 2026. Bye.